For many, the autumn months are their favorite time of year as leaves begin to transform into beautiful, vibrant colors that cause tourists to flock to popular fall foliage destinations all across the country. And there are many factors that contribute to where and when leaves will change their colors, including several weather-related variables such as temperature and rainfall. Today we'll take a look at this year's fall foliage outlook, as well as how climate change has made its impact on the beautiful autumn colors, on this week's edition of Climate Eyes.
Things are cooperating this year, but this drought has me a little bit worried.
Dr. Marc Abrams, a professor of forest ecology and tree physiology at Penn State, thinks it might be a bit challenging for the autumn colors in central Pennsylvania this year, mostly due to the fact that we have not seen much rainfall over the past 30 days. This map from the Mid-Atlantic River Forecast Center shows that many counties in central and especially in southeastern Pennsylvania have seen greater than 50% less rainfall than average between September 6th and October 5th. This has caused many of these areas to be experiencing abnormally dry to even moderate drought conditions in far southeastern PA. The lack of rainfall has a negative impact on fall foliage and will usually cause leaves to change color earlier than usual. However, throughout the summer months, it looked like we were going to be just fine since we were 5 inches above normal in terms of precipitation for the year to date on July 15th. But conditions have turned much drier over the last 3 months.
And I've actually seen some leaves starting to brown and fall and some early color coming out that's a little bit muted. But the drought may be a negative that we need to think about.
This drought has become an issue for fall foliage since it's occurred within the past 30 days, the most important time for determining how vibrant the fall foliage colors will be.
It's really the weather from the middle of September to middle of October that's key. It's not that crucial what happens before. I mean, if it was a horrifically bad growing season, extremely hot, extremely dry, where there was a lot of leaf fall, that can be a problem. But most years, most trees hold up fine during the growing season, as they did this year. So it's really what's happening right now that's most important.
For this year's outlook, Dr. Abrams thinks we'll have better colors than last year, but more rainfall will be necessary in the coming weeks to produce much better color.
So I think this year we had the potential for better fall colors, and I think it probably is going to end up that way compared to last year. But if this drought continues over the next 3 weeks, we may be a little bit disappointed by fall colors.
Even though the beautiful colors that trees display annually can vary from year to year in terms of vibrancy and timing, there are larger scale changes that may be having an impact on fall foliage.
With the warming that has occurred, it's actually caused a later coloration. I used to say the peak was the second week in October. Now I say middle of October because of the warming that's occurred. We're about a half a week later than normal.
And climate change can have an impact on fall foliage in a number of different ways due to rainfall, temperature, and sunlight changes. In terms of temperature, warmer Augusts and Septembers will tend to delay the onset of fall foliage, but also make the colors disappear sooner. And climate change has also caused an increase in the variability and the timing of fall colors from year to year. Cool nights are one of the key components that cause leaves to form beautiful yellow, orange, and red pigments, but nighttime temperatures have been rising over the past 50 years by 2 degrees Fahrenheit here in State College. And there have been about 7 fewer nights in October with temperatures below 40 degrees since 1970 in central Pennsylvania, causing leaves to change their color a bit later than what was once normal 50 years ago. Additionally, rainfall can have a big impact on fall foliage. More summer and early autumn rainfall, similar to what we saw last year, will cause leaves to change their color later in the season, but they can be more vibrant when they are allowed to do so. On the other hand, drought conditions, more like what we're experiencing this year, can lead to an earlier color change and in some cases, an early leaf drop. Despite the abnormally dry conditions in central Pennsylvania this year, possibly impacting the fall foliage, Dr. Abrams wants to make it clear that there are still plenty of beautiful colors to see.
Even in years where the climate's a little bit challenging for fall colors, there's always the opportunity to see good color in most regions. It just means that you have to maybe drive around a little bit more. So I never want to tell people to give up on fall colors in a given year, because it's quite a resilient type of thing, and people will always be able to find good color out there.
Hopefully we can get some more rain along with some cool and crisp nights in the coming weeks so that Mother Nature can reveal her true colorful beauty this autumn. For Weather World, I'm Jacob Morse.